Hey guys, so you can see here I got lots of Mountain House meals. I was going through my bug out bag and these things actually last 10 plus years. The company actually did a study where they tried 30-year-old pouches and they still tasted fine and were, fine to eat. So they last basically, 10 to 20 years I'd say. I wouldn't eat them after probably 10 years myself. But I saw these in my bug out bag. I actually have a lot more. And I decided to go ahead and taste some on camera, test them out, and let you guys know which ones I like, which ones I don't like so much. So we're going to be doing this, over the next couple days. I'm not going to just open them all now and eat them. I'm going to kind of eat them as my meal for the next couple days just so I don't waste them and so I can test them. So I'll just show as I try each one. Now there is one that I know I love and I'll probably make this for breakfast tomorrow. But this granola with milk and blueberries, very, very good. It's like a cereal almost. The water that you put in there turns it almost into like a it's like a granola cereal, and it's milky. It's really one of the good ones. But I haven't tried out tons and tons of the other ones yet. Tried a few different ones. I've tried the egg ones before, and I've never been a big fan. I've only tried them like once or twice though. So I'm going to give the egg ones a little bit more tries, see if I can find any of the breakfast ones that I like that have eggs in them, because the egg ones I just wasn't a big fan of when I did try them, but it's been a couple years. So like we got a breakfast skillet and a scrambled eggs with bacon. Rice and chicken, pasta primavera. I'll make this one today. Just a nice little smaller lunch. Beef stroganoff, chicken teriyaki, sweet and sour pork with rice, chili mac with beef stew, green peas. I'll make these too just to see how those go. And then scrambled eggs with ham. So we'll be testing these out over the next couple days. And first we're going to start off with these two. So let me get my water heating up over here. And we'll come back, let me get reset up so we can get these going. Alright, so we're set up here now. I'm going to put them in bowls after we do the initial cook. You got to put the 1 cup of hot water in each bag. That was boiling, but I'll just hit it up there while I'm talking. Alright, so my water just finished boiling. I'll show you guys the inside before we add water. This is the pasta primavera. And then the peas here. So they look pretty standard, the peas. And this looks like it has some nice dried sauce in there. So I'm going to do this in the bag, and then I'm going to empty them into the cup, or the bowl, so we can see what's going on. But they need 1 cup of water, boiling water each. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. The pasta says it takes 9 minutes. The peas say they take like 4 or 5 minutes. So if you're eating this out on the road or camping, you would just eat it out of the bag. But I'm going to throw it into these bowls just so we can see it better. So give it a little shake. Now it just needs 9 minutes. And the peas will stay warm. I'm just going to get them going as well. So I'll put this water in, and then the next little clip you'll see, I will be putting them into the bowls here and then tasting them and seeing how it goes. Alright, so the peas should be ready. They might be a little hot still, but I'm going to go ahead and pour them out into the bowl here. And it looks like we have some excess water. But if we go ahead and look, see if we can get this on camera, they look just like pretty much normal peas to me. Now, I doubt they're seasoned in any way. Let me go ahead and just take a quick look, see if there's any sodium in here. Sodium. Oh, there is some sodium, 125 milligrams. So they do have some salt in there. I was going to say you might want to have a little travel salt and pepper shaker with you for these meals, because you never know how seasoned they are or if you want to add any seasoning. I'm sure this is pretty hot, but I'm going to just kind of move it around for a second here and then give it a taste. And just drop one. Tastes like normal peas to me. There's a little bit of seasoning, maybe a tiny bit of salt, but not a ton. I would say, if you're going camping or something, bring a little travel salt and pepper shaker. You might want it. But they're not bad. They just taste just like normal peas. 100% good. So if you like vegetables and you like peas, I'd say thumbs up for this. They taste just like normal peas and they're pretty darn good. My pasta needs another minute or two, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera until it's done and have some peas here while we wait. Alright, it's been a couple more minutes. We're going to empty out this bag. And I ate some more of the peas, and again, they're really good. They're just normal tasting peas. Nothing weird about them at all. So those are great. This one is the pasta primavera. I'm going to go ahead and pour it out. And I just used a cup of water, but they both seem a little bit extra watered down. Maybe could use a tiny bit less water. Let's go ahead and see if we can show this without spilling it. So as you can see, it's pretty liquidy there. So I maybe could use a little tiny bit less than a cup even, but you know, the extra water is not bad. You're going to need to be hydrated anyways. So it's kind of like a soupy pasta. Go ahead and grab a bit. Also, this spoon, this video is not about this, but this is the Light My Fire titanium spork. Really nice. You got a fork, you got a little knife blade. You can barely see it, it's serrated. Not very sharp, but you know, it's something. And then your spoon here. Titanium, very lightweight, very strong. Nice travel spoon here. So go ahead and try to get a nice heaping of everything that's in there. This is going to be hot, so I'm going to have to wait just a second here. Stay on the spoon. And then we'll see how this goes. These are both kind of one serving, which is nice. This is pretty small. Some of these Mountain House meals you got to be careful. Some of them have like 2 or 3 servings in them. So depending on how much you want to make or who's with you, you might want to look more for the individual packs or the ones that are a little bigger, meant for like 2 or 3 people. Alright, so this should be cool enough to try now. That's pretty darn good. There's lots of vegetables in here. There's some carrots, it looks like. I think these are cucumbers. There's some peas. And the pasta as well, of course. There's some corn. Honestly, that tastes really good. I mean, it's not like a restaurant quality pasta dish or anything, but it tastes better than canned stuff or, you know, other things I've had. It's pretty tasty. Go ahead and try it again. That is good. Pasta primavera and green peas, both excellent. They both actually are very edible, very tasty. Can make this at home and somebody might think it's just like a normal pasta dish. Like it's not bad at all. The things I'm most scared about, like I talked about earlier, are the egg dishes. So we'll get to those soon. But to start out with, both of these are edible, tasty. Doesn't need any extra seasoning on this. I think the peas could use a little more salt. But overall, to start, both are very good. So I'll come back next mealtime, and I'm going to go ahead and eat this now, not waste it of course. And I'll come back next mealtime and we'll see what we make next and give them a try. Alright guys, we're going to try the beef stew now. And this one I believe is like a 2-serving one. It's hard to read because it's all crinkled. But it says 210 calories and 2 servings. So it's just 420 calories, 2 servings. You could eat this alone because really 410 calories isn't all that much. So we'll go ahead and open this up here. And this one says it needs 1 3/4 cups. Now you got to be careful and look inside. I'll show what it looks like inside anyways, but there's also a dry packet in there. So you got to go ahead and make sure to get that out of every one before you put the water in. I took it out of the last 2 off camera, I believe. So my water just set it on heating. Gonna get 1 3/4 cups here. Go ahead and pour it in, and this one I believe said 8-9 minutes. So go ahead and get it closed, give it a little shake, and then we'll put it in the bowl when we come back so we can take a look at it. But I'm going to wait 10 minutes and then we'll be back. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes. The pack I think said like 8 to 9 minutes, but it's really hot anyways if you open it right away. So it's been about 10 minutes here. We'll go ahead and pour this out so we can take a look at it. It actually looks pretty yummy and smells pretty yummy too. Gonna have to stir it around. The bottom there looks a little funny on top probably to you guys. Let me get it kind of just broken up a little bit and stirred around, then we'll show it. I mean, it looks kind of like mush. It doesn't look like a beef stew you'd make at home, like in a crock pot. But it actually looks like it has a lot of good stuff in there. Lots of different types of vegetables. You got your meat. So, let's see how this is. And as you can tell, this one filled the bowl more than the pasta one. The pasta one was a smaller serving. But still, that's the whole packet. 420 calories, I think I said. So, you could split it if you had to, if you're, you know, conserving food. But it's not too big for one person. So this will mostly be my dinner. I might have a snack later. Now, I expect this to taste good because it smells good. What I'm worried about is tomorrow morning for breakfast. I'm worried about those eggs. I've only had an egg dish once or twice in the past, a couple of years ago, and I didn't really like it. So we'll see in the morning, but let's go ahead and give this beef stew a try. Okay, there's potatoes definitely in there too, obviously. That's those pieces, and honestly, that's really good. It doesn't look the most appetizing, I know. Just, oop, dropped a little carrot on my floor there. But, it tastes good. I would eat this and think it was like a beef stew out of a can. Like, you know, like a Campbell's or a whatever those other brands are, rich and meaty ones or whatever. It tastes about like beef stew out of a can. I would say this one again is very good, and I would definitely eat it. Not even in a bug out situation. This would be fine to take backpacking or even car camping just to make an easy meal. This is definitely a thumbs up on my list. So far everything I've tried has actually been very yummy. So beef stew thumbs up. We'll come back when I try breakfast. Alright guys, it's breakfast time now. And we're going to try the scrambled eggs with ham and red and green peppers. And wanted to point out one thing too. On the back here you can see it says carefully drain excess water. So you can do that with the top, just kind of put it upside down. You know how I said the cup of the last ones had a little too much water? You should just drain it. I just didn't do that. Alright, so I'm a little worried about eggs. I have had an egg dish in the past when I was camping, and the eggs kinda were weird to me. This is what it looks like uncooked. So we have to add a cup of water. This thing doesn't have the best base. Let me get this opened up a little bit. There we go. So it has a base to sit on. Alright, so we'll add our cup of water. It's a little too much. And this one said like 5 to 6 minutes. I'm going to add most of the water. I had it a little bit over a cup, so I'll stop there. And give it a shake. And then we'll come back in 5 to 6 minutes here. Alright, so it's been about 6 minutes. We'll go ahead and give this a little shake. And then we'll drain it just like this. So yeah, you can get the excess water out kind of by going like this. I just didn't do it on the last couple pouches. That should be enough. I can always scoop it out without water. Alright, so let's go ahead and roll this in here. Now the smell actually isn't too bad. It smells like kind of southwestern style eggs, which it kind of looks like with the red and green peppers. We'll go ahead and give this a try. I have a feeling might need some salt and pepper. But these eggs, I remember being funny last time I tasted them, so we'll give this a go though. It's probably pretty hot. Just try to cool down these couple pieces. Okay. It's not quite as bad as I remember, but the egg consistency is just a little weird to me. It's not like regular eggs at all. I mean, it is real eggs still, you know, freeze-dried and then rehydrated. It's not horrible. Is it my favorite? No. There's other breakfasts I would do, like the granola with milk and berries. I really like that one. This is edible, and if I had to eat it basketball surviving situation, I would. But this isn't something I would choose to eat very often. Whereas the last ones we did, the pasta primavera and the beef stew, those actually tasted really good. I could eat those at home and not even, not even care that they came freeze dried. This isn't horrible. I can eat it, but I would give this a little lower of a review, let's say, than the other ones, than the lunch and dinner ones that I've had so far. It's just the eggs have a weird texture to me, and that's the problem for me, is it just has a weird texture for eggs. But the taste isn't bad. As you can see, I keep eating it. Some people may not mind it, because it's really not as bad as I remembered from a couple years ago. Definitely edible, but just not my favorite. So any of the egg ones are probably going to be similar for me, because the eggs are just weird to me. But it's really not that bad. It's really not. So I don't know. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's edible. It's okay. It's just not something I would pick often. So that's the egg one. We'll come back and see what I eat next. Alright guys, lunchtime now, and we're going to be trying the chili mac with beef. This is a 1 serving package of 300 calories. And I almost forgot, remember again to take out that thing inside. I'll find it. My cat's meowing. You wouldn't like this, Dread. But it looks good. It looks like there's lots of dry, like dusted flavoring in there, and the macaroni. So let me go ahead and make sure I get this thing out. Alright, now we just need 1 cup of water, and I had this boiling. So we'll get our cup, and then I think this one said like 8 or 9 minutes. I'll take a quick look on the back again. Yeah, 8 to 9 minutes for this one, so we'll go ahead and repeat the same process we've been doing. Pour in the water, shake it up a bit, and we'll be back in 9-10 minutes to give this a taste. Alright, it's been about 9 minutes. Now this one does not say to drain. I've been reading the backs of a few of them a little better, and some say to drain, some don't say to. So probably the only one that I didn't drain that I was supposed to was the peas, which was no big deal. I just kind of drained them with my spoon as I was eating them. Get most of that out there. And overall it looks like kind of a chili with some kind of like macaroni in there. I mean, it doesn't look super appetizing, but so don't lots of chilies that you get at like, little, oh, my cat just hit the camera. Like Steak and Shake I've gotten chili. It doesn't look that great either, but it tastes fine. So, again, I just took it out of the bag, so it's probably still hot, but I'll get a little helping of everything on here. Let it cool down for a second. And honestly, it smells fine. This one's probably going to be fine. I find that most of the lunch and dinner ones, I guess, are pretty darn good. I'm just not a big fan of the egg texture, but it really didn't taste that bad. I ate at least half of it, but then I was like, I don't really know. Alright, let's see how this is. That's actually really good. I expected, because of the noodles, I expected it to taste more kind of like mac and cheese with, some beef and beans in there, but it actually tastes like chili. And it just has those noodles in there, and the beans taste just like normal beans. They're not like super soft or crunchy or anything. They're good actually. I haven't been rating everything like on a scale of 1 to 10 or everything, but if I had to go back, I'd say the peas are a 10. They tasted fine. The pasta primavera, that was probably like a 7 or an 8. It was pretty darn good actually. I'll give this like an 8 as well. It's not like the best thing I've ever tasted, of course, but very good, very edible. I would definitely take this along and eat this for a lunch or a dinner if I was out backpacking or camping. So another good one, chili mac and cheese. Alright guys, it's dinner time, and I'm going to try their beef stroganoff with noodles. This is a 320 calorie single serving meal. So I got my tea kettle here heating up my water, and we'll try it out in a second here. This is what the beef stroganoff looks like. Looks kind of like a pasta dish, maybe with some beef and flavoring in there. Alright, my kettle's beeping. This one says no draining. No draining, just water, and you don't have to drain it. I think, like I mentioned before, the only ones I really had to drain was the peas. Maybe that pasta primavera, I'm not sure. It was a little liquidy, but I threw out the pouch and I didn't check it. Either way, the water's not going to hurt the taste. And I got it on the spoon with less. So, beef stroganoff with noodles. We'll give it 10 minutes and we'll come back and give it a try. Alright guys, let's see how this beef stroganoff is. And let me also talk about one thing. Since yesterday morning, I've eaten exclusively this. So for 2 days. Now, I did eat cereal yesterday morning, and then the rest of the day all I ate was this stuff. So other than cereal, for the past 2 days, all I've eaten is Mountain House. And I was slightly concerned, like, I wonder what this stuff's going to be if I eat it like non-stop, you know, for a couple days. And I was worried that maybe, you know, it might mess with your stomach or something like that. But I've eaten it for 2 days straight, other than breakfast yesterday, and now it's nighttime tonight. So it's been, you know, a good 7 meals past that. And no sick feeling, nothing. I mean, not that I expected that, but, you know, it's kind of like just weird food. So just wanted to let you know that I feel fine, no stomach issues. Here's the beef stroganoff. And I have not had this one before. I'm going to let this cool for a second like I always do. The only ones I've had in the past were some breakfast one, as I've talked about the eggs before. And I've had the granola with berries and milk. I talked about that. That one's awesome. I might have that. I might just tell you it's awesome tons of times and save it because it's a really good one. And I've had 1 or 2 others just like, but like 3-4 years ago, like I can barely remember. So this should be cool enough for me to give it a taste now. Oh my goodness. Again, I was put off these things by the egg one that I had for breakfast. Because when I go camping, we often cook big meals at night. Like, you know, brats, hamburgers, steaks, potatoes, jalapeno poppers, whatever. So the only time I've really tried these in the past was the breakfast ones. And like I said, the eggs taste a little weird to me. But they're not horrible. But all these lunch and dinner ones, this tastes like it came out of a can. Honestly, this just like the pasta primavera, just like the beef stew, the chili mac, they all taste like they came out of a can. They don't taste like amazing restaurant quality, but this is very edible. Amazing, actually. I'm thoroughly impressed. I am not wanting better tasting food in the last 2 days. I've been eating these exclusively for the past 2 days, like I said, other than cereal 2 days ago morning. And these taste good. I'm actually very, very impressed. And they should for the price. I mean, they're $5 to $7 a meal, which, you know, isn't much more than McDonald's or something, but you're only getting about 300 calories per each one. Again, beef stroganoff, on my scale of 1 to 10 that I started a video or 2 ago, I'm going to give this an 8. I mean, it's really good. I would eat this anytime. Not like at home all the time, just because you can cook different food. But this is good. So, it's nighttime now. I might cook a little snack up later if I feel like it. Otherwise, we're back on to eggs in the morning. So, I got another pack of eggs and like a skillet, an egg skillet. We'll try that in the morning. But I'm actually probably going to finish this bowl completely. That is good. Alright guys, we'll see you the next time I eat. Alright guys, it's day 3, it's breakfast, and I have 3 choices for breakfast today. I'm going to actually probably skip one of these. The other day, yesterday for breakfast, I had the scrambled eggs with like ham and red and green peppers, kind of like Southwest style. This is going to be very similar. It's just with bacon, but the eggs are going to be the same. So I already know what their eggs taste like. They're not bad like we talked, but they're just a little weird texture. Then I've got the granola and berries I've talked about a few times. Get this. I'm not going to bother making this because I know it's awesome. If I want oatmeal, I can make regular oatmeal at home. No reason to open this expensive pack of long-lasting oatmeal, basically. Well, it's granola, not oatmeal, but it's, you know, it's very similar. It's very good. So these 2 I'm probably just going to keep for now. But today, we're going to try a different type of egg thing. This is their breakfast skillet. This is 2 servings, 350 calories each, so 700 calories, which you could eat the whole bag, because if you ate 3 bags worth of 700 calories, that'd be 2100 calories a day. But you could share it. Now it does say you could fill your own tortillas. I don't know if you're going to have tortillas when you're bugging out or anything. I don't have any at home, so we're just going to be tasting it. But this one has, as you can see, hash browns, scrambled eggs, pork, sausage, peppers, and onions. So we'll see how that hash browns and stuff, what that adds to this. So we need 1.5 cups. Let me get out the little thing. Now these eggs, yeah, the eggs look about the same. Let's go ahead and give a look in here. And we need 1.5 cups of boiling water here. And then it said, I believe it said 8 to 9 minutes again. And this one's, I'm going to say to drain this one. It does not say to drain this one, and it's 8 to 9 minutes, so we'll go ahead and do the standard thing, pour our water in, give it a shake, and we will be back in about 8 to 10 minutes to see how this turns out. Alright, so here we are. It's been 10 minutes. Well, it's been like 9 minutes. Back of the pack says 8 to 9. Go ahead and get this poured out. Well, that is a full bowl. It says to give it a little stir. I was shaking it up in the bag too. I could say this doesn't look super appetizing. You guys can probably see it down here. Might be good for filling a tortilla. It looks like just mushy stuff. Eggs and hash browns, you can't really see, they're not big. I guess they're really small hash browns, kind of just all mixed in together. And again, actually, this tastes almost identical to me to the eggs I had the other day. Now this has hash browns added in. I guess I can kind of taste them too. But this tastes very similar to Southwest eggs again. I know they weren't called Southwest eggs, I'm just calling them that. And just like the other dish, this actually tastes pretty good. It's got flavor from all the ingredients, and you can taste it, and it's pretty good flavor. The eggs, again, are just weird to me. It's not horrible, though. It's not as bad as I thought the eggs were going to be. They're actually okay, like I talked about with the last breakfast. Not my favorite, but if you really want breakfast, and you want eggs, it would fulfill that need. You can't eat the granola every day or whatever. And you can't just eat lunch and dinner every day. You might want something like this. So, on a taste test, I'm going to give it a 5 again out of 10. It's very edible, but it's not my first choice of the meals. It's not bad, and actually this in our tortilla would be pretty good probably, because you wouldn't really see it. You know, it's better than like probably a fast food thing, fast food burrito or something like that. I might even give this a 6. I mean, it's actually not that bad, but definitely edible. The eggs are a little bit better to eat out of this one because they seem to be smaller. The last one had bigger chunks of eggs, which was fine, but the smaller ones, the texture is not quite as bad. I'll give that a 6 out of 10. Very edible. It will suffice to make you feel like you had a nice hearty breakfast. It's just the eggs don't freeze dry and re-moisturize quite as well as other things, I think, just because of the texture. But overall, not bad. So definitely edible. I'll go ahead and eat some more, and we'll come back for lunch at my next meal. Alright guys, so I ate about half that breakfast skillet. It was pretty good actually, like I said, but I only ate probably 350 calories today because I ate about half of it. So we have 2 more meals here now. It's been like an hour or 2 since I ate breakfast. And we're going to be trying these. Now these I might not like as much just because I'm not a big rice fan. And sweet and sour pork with rice and chicken teriyaki with rice. We'll see if I like them, but I'm not going to judge them just on that because I'll just judge them based on how I think they taste. But I'm not a big rice fan, so we'll see what happens. We got sweet and sour pork, 350 calories. Sweet and sour pork with rice. Go ahead and get this open and get the thing out. And this is what we have inside. And then we have chicken teriyaki with rice. Both of them need a cup of water and 8 to 9 minutes. And here is our chicken teriyaki with rice. You can see it has some vegetables and such in there as well. So we'll go ahead and get these watered up and give them a taste. Is that a cup? Yeah. Ooh, that's a little hot over there. Go ahead and get these done, and then we'll come back and taste them. Oops. Alright, let's give these a try. Get these open. This is the sweet and sour pork with rice. Now, as I said, I'm not the biggest rice fan, but I've had rice. I've had rice-a-ronis that are flavored. I've had chicken rices and stuff. So, you know, even though it's not my favorite, I can still kind of compare it to other dishes I've had in the past. So, go ahead actually and show you these on camera. This is the chicken teriyaki with rice. I believe you guys saw which ones I took away just now. And well, now which one is which? Hold on. No, it looks like, I don't know, you guys will see where I took those from. I think this one was the chicken teriyaki, this one was the pork one. So we'll go ahead and give this one on the right a try here. That's pork. Taste it right away. The flavor here is not bad. It's got a pretty strong pork taste, like the sweet and sour. That's what it is. It's got a really strong sweet and sour porky taste. If you like rice and you like sweet and sour pork, this is pretty good. I'm not the biggest rice fan, rice dish fan, so it's not the, you know, most appetizing to me, but I would say most people, if you like rice, you'll like this. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I think it tastes good, it's just rice isn't my thing. So over here, we have the chicken teriyaki with rice. Go ahead and give this a shot. Okay. That tastes like a really Asian style teriyaki flavored or something dish. I'm not sure what country of origin it's from necessarily. I just said Asian, but it's let me have one more bite of this. It's not bad. They're both very different tasting. I think I kind of like the sweet and sour flavor better than the teriyaki, but it's also chicken and pork. There's lots of differences. I'll give that like a 5.5 out of 10. It's not quite as good as this one, I think, but they're both, let's say, around 6. They're better than the egg dishes. I'll give them that. So even though I gave the egg dish like a 5, like a 5 or 6. I think these are slightly better than the egg dish, especially if you like rice. I'm not the biggest rice fan, so I'm going to munch away a little bit at them, but I probably won't eat them all. But I'd say if you like rice, give them a shot. If you don't really care for rice like me, skip these. So let's see what we have next. Alright guys, it's a little bit after noon now. I had the breakfast skillet and then I had those rice dishes. I ate about half of everything, so I've had only like 600 calories today. Now this is one that everyone should want to know if it's good or not. It should be fine. Spaghetti's usually just fine, but this is just standard spaghetti with meat sauce. This is one of the bigger packs. We have 2.5 servings and 230 calories, so that's 660 plus 115, 775 calories in this pouch here. So it'll be a big lunch. I shouldn't need anything else till dinner then. And we have 1 or 2 more I'll test after this, but we're getting down to less for testing. Get out our little thing. Take a look at what it looks like. Pretty much what I would expect. Noodles with some dried sauce on there. This one needs 2 cups. And this one's no drain. It seems like we talked about draining already. It seems like there's just a couple of them that need that. Put in our 2 cups of water, give it a shake, and then we'll wait 8 to 9 minutes. Lots of these are 8 to 9 minute ones. So we'll come back in about 10 minutes and give it a taste. Alright, let's see how this spaghetti turned out. This is probably going to be too much for my bowl. I'll pour out as much as I can here. Oh, it looks like it all fits in there, alright. Now it looks extra saucy. Just from looking at it, I would say I wish the noodles maybe there was a little more. Because it's, well, when you get it on your spoon, it's not too bad. So that's what it looks like. Got little chunks of meat in there and then your sauce. Let's see how this does. I expect this to taste pretty good. At least as good as, say, you know, canned spaghetti. Chef Boyardee or something like that. You know, it should, I assume it should taste as good as that, but we'll give it a go. Hot. Oh, this one stayed hotter because it used 2 cups instead of 1. And I'm actually, I'll take another bite, but while I wait for it to cool here, I'd actually say it's not quite as good as Chef Boyardee or canned spaghetti. There could be a little more flavor. I'm not sure what it's missing. It's definitely very edible. There's no bad taste. There's no, you know, there's nothing bad about it. I would say from my first bite, this gets like a 7 out of 10. It's pretty good. I'm going to let this cool a little bit more. First bite was really hot. It's very edible. I feel like the sauce doesn't have like a full flavor to it, but the meat tastes fine, the noodles taste fine, and the sauce is okay. I would have assumed to give a spaghetti and meat sauce dish like a 9 or a 10, because I'd assume that would be a real easy one to get, you know, tasting good from a freeze-dried state. But it's not bad. It's better than the rice dishes for me, but again, that's because I don't really like rice. This would be something I could definitely eat. This would be ones that I definitely like to keep in my bag. They're definitely good. It's just not quite as good as I expected, I guess, because I expected a lot from a spaghetti dish. Yeah. After I take a couple bites, you know, it actually starts tasting better. Now I want to say it tastes as good as canned stuff, so I don't know, it's probably on par with canned stuff. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Very edible. Definitely would eat this. I would pick this over the rice dishes myself. So I'll definitely buy more of these, as well as the pasta and beef stews and stuff I had earlier that I liked. So I'll bring you guys back the next time I cook one of these up. Alright guys, so I've just put all the files onto my computer to start editing this video, and I realize this video is almost 40 minutes long now. So we're just going to have one last test, and then I'm going to talk about the pouches on the left over there. Now I've talked about this a lot throughout the video, so I'm just going to make it so you guys can see it. Plus I know it's tasty, so I'm going to enjoy it. But it's the granola with milk and blueberries. So we're going to go ahead and try this one and show it to you guys. It is probably one of my favorites, and this is what I would choose to have for breakfast. So this one, I gotta get this bottom open so it'll stand up. There we go. And then let me read the back. This one's just a half a cup of cold water to the pouch. So this one you don't even need heated water. Let me get some cold water from my machine over here. Alright, got a half a cup of cold water. And it says all we do is add that, stir thoroughly, and it's ready to eat right away. So let me just put that in there. I guess I could have just done this in the bowl, but since it's in here, I'll just shake it all around. I wonder if you could do this with hot water if you wanted a hot breakfast. I'm gonna have to test that sometime. I bet it would work with hot water, just like it works with cold, you know. Alright, so let me just give it a stir here, and then I'll show it. I probably could have added a tiny bit less water even, but you can always drain it, or when you scoop it up. Actually, it looks fine. But check that out. It's an amazing little cereal type thing. Granola with some berries there. And you don't even really need sugar. I'll go ahead and taste it real quick so I can remember what it tastes like. It has a sweetness to it. Let's look at the back here. See if there's any. Yeah, there is sugars, as you can see there. So it has a sweetness to it, which is really nice. And it's one of my go-tos for the breakfast foods. It's just really, really tasty. So I want to end this video, but I want to kind of talk about a few more bags here. We have green beans. I assume that's going to be very similar to the peas. It's just straight vegetables. Should rehydrate just fine and taste good. Rice and chicken. I'm not going to taste it for you guys on camera, but you can probably guess what I would say about it, just like the other rice dishes. Scrambled eggs with bacon. Going to be very similar to the first eggs I tried, just different flavor. And then here's just, let's say, some other mentions. This company is pretty good as well. I haven't tried tons of their meals, but I've tried their mashed potatoes. Very good. Just kind of like the mashed potatoes you can make at home out of a pouch. They're very good though. And then this company, Alpine Foods, I bought 2 of these chilies. I've had one in the past, and I remember it being pretty darn good. But I've only tried their chili and maybe one other of their meals. So I don't know about all their meals and all their stuff, but the one that I tried was pretty good. So also check out Backyards, or what's it called, Backpacker's Pantry, and Alpine Air Foods. Anyways, I hope that guy gave you guys some information and some ideas of what you might want to pick. And have any questions, let me know in the comments. We'll see y'all later.